This is video playlist. Talking about the scariest book in the Bible that I've ever fucking read in my whole life. 2 Maccabees, 3 Maccabees. It's so scary they took it out of your book. The entire thing is already on this channel on a playlist called Apocrypha. This is just some AI highlights of the terrorism. 2 Maccabees 5, the deposed high priest Jason launched a surprise attack on Jerusalem with 1,000 men to reclaim his position from his rival Menelaus after a false rumor of Antioch IV's death circulated, and the insurrection was interpreted by Antiochus as a full revolt, triggering a brutal direct intervention by the Seleucid king. This is the Jason's revolt as of 2 Maccabees. Jason previously purchased the high priesthood, but then lost it to Menelaus, who also bribed the king, leading to a power struggle. Believing Antioch IV was dead, Jason exploited the chaos to breach Jerusalem, forcing Menelaus to hide in the citadel. The attack failed to secure long-term power, resulting only in as a United States Conference of Bishop notes, disgrace for his treachery. And it forced him to flee. King Antiochus IV, returning from Egypt, viewed the civil war as a revolt, taking the city by storm. This led to the desecration of the temple, massacres, and severe persecution of the Jewish law. Jason ultimately died in exile in Lacedaemonia, without a proper burial. In 2 Maccabees 3, the money laid up refers to the sacred deposit in Jerusalem temple, totaling 400 talents of silver and 200 of gold. High priest Onias III explained to Heliodorus that the funds were entrusted to the temple for the support of widows and orphans, along with the deposits from Hyrcanus, the son of Tobias. The funds were charitable, set aside for the relief of widows, fatherless children, the kids whose daddies don't sign the certificate. The false accusation in the story was Simon, was a temple governor, lied to Apollonius, claiming the treasury held vast amounts of private wealth that could be confiscated by the king Seleucus. The attempted seizure, Heliodorus was the king's treasurer, was sent to confiscate the money. Onias argued that the funds were protected by the sanctity of the temple and it was unjust to seize them. AI says the incident highlights the conflict between the Hellenistic kingly taxation and the Jewish protection of sacred charitable assets. 2 Maccabees 1:28 says, punish the oppressors and those who commit arrogant acts of violence. Plant your people in the holy place, just as Moses said. Another version, King James says, punish them that oppress us and with pride do us wrong. Punish the brutal and arrogant people who have oppressed us. Establish your people in the Holy Land. Arrogant acts of violence. Punish the oppressors and those who commit arrogant acts of violence. Punish them that oppress us and that treat us injuriously with pride. In the opening letters of the second book of Maccabeus, we find out Aristobulus is identified as the teacher or the master of King Ptolemy. This Aristobulus is described as being a member of the family of the anointed priests. He's mentioned as recognized by scholars as Ptolemy VI Philometor, who ruled Egypt from 180 to 145 BC. Aristobulus was a Jewish philosopher in Alexandria who taught King Ptolemy IV, as cited in 2 Maccabees 1:10. He was a teacher, tutor, preceptor, and he helped in the defense of Judaism. Which is not the supreme law here. Did you know that? We have the Temple of Nanea. It was a renowned, wealthy sanctuary located in Persia, dedicated to the goddess of love and fertility, identified as Aphrodite, or Artemis, or Ishtar. It's primarily known from 2 Maccabees 1:13 through 16, which recounts how the priests trapped and killed King Antiochus and his soldiers in a deceitful strategy where he tried to plunder the temple. The sanctuary itself is referred to as the nation of Nanea. Nanea was the deity, often identified with the Babylonian Nana, called the Lady of Babylon. The event in 2 Maccabees, it says Antiochus, possibly the fourth, or others, went to the temple pretending to marry the goddess to claim her treasures. So we see marriage stealing people's money by marriage. It was a priest's trap. The analysis highlights that when Antiochus entered the shrine with a few men, the priest shut the doors, they opened a hidden trap door in the ceiling, and they killed the king and his companions with stones, and the bodies were dismembered and their heads were thrown out the door.